Could outcome memories be in danger, and is outcome memory slowly dying? Now, before we begin, I would like to state that I really enjoy outcome memories, so anything I say in this video is with love and care and not hate. I really want outcome memories to be a game that everyone can enjoy and have fun on. I hope you guys can understand my viewpoints. With that in mind, let's get on with the first thing I want to talk about. Picture this. 3 friends, all playing in the same game. One is a new player who just started playing the game and is experiencing everything for the first time. The second person is someone who understands how most of the characters work and how to use most of them, if not all of them. And the final person is the person who puts a lot of time and dedication into the game and is really good at the game. All 3 of these people will have different viewpoints about how the game's balancing is. The first friend is new, so there's a good chance that they might think the executioner is broken or overpowered because it's still like a learning gap that they have to cross over, which might turn them away from the game, but it also might encourage them to learn how the game actually works. That is unavoidable. The second friend will most likely assume either the killer or survivor side is broken, or they might think that both teams are balanced. This is also what I think the devs are trying to focus on, which makes sense since it is the majority of the player base and that's where everyone tends to linger around. The third friend will think the game is survivor-sided. It's pretty straightforward why they would think that. They know most of the mechanics very well. They also know how to easily counter most of the executioners. With that being said, the player base is close to around 50-50 on if the killer's or survivor side is too broken or if they're just balanced in general, which is the reason why we've been getting some pretty interesting balancing changes. This was the Outcome Memory 0.1 mindset. It is also the 0.2 mindset, but one major thing changed going into 0.2. In Outcome Memory 0.1, it was very possible that you could be a full team of pros as 2011X. It was really hard, but it was possible. When 0.2 dropped, on the other hand, we got 2 new maps, 1 reworked map, 2 new survivors, and 2 new killers. The start of 0.2, everything was pretty chaotic. A bunch of stuff was buggy, things were all over the place, it was just a mess. I already knew that it was going to be like this, so I didn't care much. I was trying to have fun because I knew they would fix all the bad stuff when they had the chance, right? It has been close to a month now. Things have calmed down. People have a better understanding of how everything works. So, that begs the question. What changed? What really happened in that time span? As I said before, you could be a team of pros in 0.1, but it would be hard. But now, it's really hard to only just beat a couple. This has caused the game to become less enjoyable. The game has been losing concurrent players rapidly. This is bound to happen to most games, of course, but Outcome Memory 0.2 hasn't even been out for a month yet. The game is losing players for a couple of reasons. Counterpicking, some characters just being bad. It's mainly because of these 4 things. 2 new maps, Green Hill and Mystic Cave, and 2 new characters, Silver and Blaze. Now, Green Hill's reason was already addressed. The map was too big and it was very easy to loop the killer as literally anyone. That one's being fixed, which I'm really happy for and really excited to see what they do. On the other hand, Mystic Caves is the most survivor-sided map in Outcome Memories right now. I will say this is actually one of the smaller maps out of the 5, which I do like. The real problem is that it is very, very vertically dependent. I've seen people do quad rolls, which, if you didn't know, can give you a huge amount of distance because when you are rolling, you gain a lot more distance because it boosts you forward. That amount of distance can allow you to get your cooldowns back quicker. Combine that with most of the moves in the game, and you can loot the executioner with these. You can even do hitless LMSs if you abuse some of the spots enough. The last thing I'd like to point out about this map is that the top layer is just genuinely not needed whatsoever. The map will still be big enough without it. It literally just makes the executioner's life miserable. If there is a blaze or a silver, you're not winning. Now, let's dive into the new survivors. Blaze is what most people think a balanced character, which I can understand why they would think that, but what most people don't realize is that she can infinitely loop the killer forever. Her cooldown for roundhouse kick is 16 seconds if you land it on the executioner. On top of that, her javelin can be timed to also give you more distance, adding in rolling and etc. to increase the distance. This allows Blaze to just loop the killer forever, since her cooldown will just come back by the time any executioner gets close to her, or at least sustain herself for a huge amount of time. Not to mention that she's one of the best supports in the game, allowing her to ruin any chase you have in seconds. Silver is just insane. I know he's already been good at a lot, but he's still really strong. Now, I won't go into his flight because I've already seen them nerf it. So I'd like to focus on one key thing that makes him super strong, his suspension. The only reason this is extremely overpowered is because when Silver misses, he goes into a 4-second cooldown, which can be spammed because the cooldown starts the moment he uses it. Not throwing it, using it. Meaning he can cycle that move over and over again. If the move had like a 10-second cooldown for missing, I wouldn't be talking about this. Also, Silver players can do the same thing that Amy can, which was Amy can hold her hammer throw, and put fear into your soul. Silver can do the same thing. It can also throw you super far away, which can waste so much time depending on where you are thrown. It's extremely broken, and for someone who also has 3 moves and a flight passive, this character is just insane. One final thing I'd like to mention about this character is mainly the character type. This character type is a support/survivalist. Unlike Eggman, who is just a survivalist, not including Eggman's healing buff to Metal Sonic, Silver's job is basically just to ruin any chance you have or any chase, and just make your life completely miserable. Any chance you had of winning the game is now thrown out the window. Now, this isn't my normal video. I have a reason for making this, and it's mainly because these are some of the main problems I see everywhere. Everyone keeps talking about how these maps are designed poorly and how some of these survivors are just busted. And that is exactly why I wanted to talk about some of these issues today, mainly the big ones. I know I didn't cover Tripwire in this, but that'll be for another video. I do really enjoy this game, and I hope the best for it. Of course, this is just my opinion, but at the same time, I feel like I speak for a lot of people who are just frustrated right now. Now, that's all I can really talk about in today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let's support the Outcome Memories team, since this game wouldn't exist without them. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.